Hey guys, it's Cassie, and today we're going to be talking about luxury items coming back in style and how do we feel about them? Do we want them? Who asked for you? Why are you even here? It really feels like over the last few years we've just been seeing older pieces from brands being re-released, updated a tiny bit for our new modern tastes. So today I wanted to show you some new old pieces coming out, and will they be as successful as they once were? Are we ready for them? What do we think? Guys, if you are new here, my name is Cassie and I'm a self-diagnosed luxury addict. I put out videos on Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays, so if you like luxury fashion, then you're probably going to love it here. So head down there, subscribe, turn on the bell, become a member of our luxury addicted family. When are we going to rehab? Never. Okay, so everything now seems to be a new version of an old thing, okay? The Prada Re-Edition 2000, Prada Re-Edition 2005. Recently, Gucci released the Diana bag, which was originally the Gucci bamboo tote that obviously Princess Diana really liked using, hence they've renamed it the Diana bag. They've given us some new colours, some new sizes, and popped a neon strap on it. Updated with little twists here and there to modernise it and make it suit our new, evolved tastes. All these brands have their classic pieces that were introduced years ago and have been deemed to withstand the test of time so much that they're released in different variations every season, right? And these pieces that are being re-released are clearly not those. So they weren't deemed timeless enough at the time, but they were deemed trendy and almost iconic, such that like, oh, a couple of years go by, pull it back out. And it's not even like these are old pieces that they're like, oh my gosh, I remember this 10 years ago when this came out and we're back here again. Gucci just re-released a bunch of items from their 2015 collection, like 6 years ago. Like, did we miss it that much from 6 years ago? Like, it's just really odd to me. Okay, recently Givenchy re-released their very famous shark boots, which I believe were initially launched in 2012. Like, I know exactly where I was in my life when these shoes were released. I was in uni. I would have done terrible things for these shoes, right? They were everything, okay? Recently they've been re-released with some slight design changes. The locks on the side of the boots are slightly different and, you know, updated for the new creative director, whatever, okay? They came in a shorter version and a longer version. Story time. I can't get my calf into the longer version. I full on wanted these. My mum bought them, I tried them on. My foot doesn't even get halfway down the boot, so I was completely ruled out of that option. I went on the website. All of the sizes are there. Are these as successful as they once were? Probably not. Have we given it enough time in between when these boots were released and when they're going to be re-released for us to really miss them and have that nostalgia and be like, oh my gosh, what? I didn't get them the first time around? Get me in for round 2, you know? I also feel like the relaunch of these has been particularly quiet. I haven't heard too much about it. Jury's out on that one. Now a very new release that I must discuss. Do we remember the Isabel Marant Beckett wedge sneakers? These were the it shoes. My gosh, Beyonce wore them for the Love on Top music video. If they weren't popular before, oh my gosh, there were waiting lists for these shoes. They were super comfy, wedge sneakers, and they looked very sneakery. They were a little bit kind of bulky. They're not the most attractive shoe to look at, but my gosh, they were an absolute moment, and iconic. Well, guess what? It's been 10 years, and they've been re-released under the name Bolski. I don't know the significance of these names. And they have been amped up. They're higher, they're bulkier, there's many more things happening on these shoes. And the thing is that the original wedge sneakers are still around to be purchased. It's just that I really haven't seen them in public or on Instagram or whatever for a very long time. So I'm assuming here that the popularity waned off, okay? So they've been re-released. Honestly, they look like the original ones that just got, you know, like a steroid injection and was like, you know, what the hell was that? You know, maybe tweaked for what we're into now. There's a level of, these shoes were known to be very comfortable, the re-released ones are also meant to be very comfortable, so it's like this cozy trend that we're living in and wanting to, you know, kind of extend our cozies and slobbing outfits outside into something that's a little bit more socially acceptable that ties into these shoes. But it's almost like, why now? Why this shoe? Why this sperm? You know? Legally Blonde reference. Are we into it? Let me know your thoughts on these wedge shoes. Now, Chloe has decided to re-release a bag called the Edith. This bag was originally launched in 2006, so 15 years ago, okay? Now, the thing with this is what's really interesting, is that it wasn't a particularly huge it bag at the time. Like, the last two items I've spoken about were like, oh my gosh, iconic, everybody knew these. This bag was a little bit more under the radar, okay? It was a very kind of like leather top handle bag. It had a zip across the top. It was very slouchy, as were the bag trends at the time. And they've re-released it, tweaked it again for our new modern tastes. She's a little bit more structured. She comes in smaller sizes. It's got this kind of pocket on the front and exposed stitching. In my opinion, it's a very boring bag. I don't think anybody should be wasting their money. But that's just me. But again, is this something that we're interested in? Well, we're going to have to wait and see. They've also got like some versions that have some sort of woven business happening. I shan't comment. My last example for you is also a bag. And I find this one quite interesting. So, Louis Vuitton has decided to re-release the sac plat. I don't think you say the T. In 2 new sizes. Now, the original bag was, I believe, launched in 1968. It was a very kind of structured tote with little top handles. Okay, very chic. Versions of it came out as part of collaborations, lest we forget the miroir one. Dead, absolutely glorious. And there was a Murakami version as well. A few years ago, they introduced the Petit Sac Plat because we're loving a mini bag. Everybody's loving it. Give us a tiny version. Yes, please. TBE, tiny bag energy. But, as maybe, I don't know, we're transitioning into a little bit more bigger bags, but we actually do like scaling things down a bit as well. They've released 2 new sizes. The Sac Plat BB and the PM. Again, still smaller sizes of the original because we seem to like smallerish bags at the moment. But it's in the monogram, it's very classic. Another reissue that Louis Vuitton recently did was the Papillon bag. And a roll bag with its little handles. It was very cute, very chic. They re-released that recently in a very modern way with its sodden multi-pochette looking strap and all of this business, and it wasn't quite the same, but you know what I mean. So I don't think this is slowing down. It's not like it's just one brand. All of the brands, okay? Versace, for example, they did a whole tribute collection a few years ago that was literally all the old Gianni prints. And then for spring summer just past, they did a whole Trésor de la Mer, which was again Gianni's old prints kind of thing. I don't know why this is happening. Obviously, it just depends on whether or not you like that thing that they're reissuing, and you know, you have dreams about it and be like, oh, I wish that thing would be reissued, and it got reissued. Now is my time. It's weird because there doesn't seem to be a formula. It's not like, okay, X amount of time has passed, now it's time to bring her back out again, you know? We're seeing things that got released not that long ago be re-released, as well as the things that, you know, first came out 40-something years ago being re-released now. It's very interesting. I don't know why it's happening. Let me know if you have any theories. And I just thought it was worth discussing. But the moral of the story is, don't throw anything away. Because it's going to come right back around. I'm going to leave a link to another video here in case you haven't already seen it. Have an amazing morning, afternoon or evening wherever you are. And in the words of my father...
If you like it, tell your friends. If you don't, keep your mouth shut.
I will see you in my next video. Mwah. Bye, guys.